First of all, what are primary databases, secondary databases? I have told is primary and secondary databases only. Okay. Today we will start with those databases, means how to extract data from these databases and how to analyze that sequence, because a student asked me from where we have to extract that sequence and how to analyze that sequence and what we can do with that sequence. How do we know that sequence is not already analyzed? How to do our bioinformatics analysis and in any sequence that we have targeted. Okay. Now I have told you about some European databases, EMBL, primary databases, DDBJ, nucleotide databases, and some protein databases, UniProt, and some databases are specific, like maybe the person who is working on plants, he may know that there is a Arabidopsis databases, which is a totally plant. Almost every person who is working on plants, he can select this Arabidopsis database, and there are many other databases as well. But for Arabidopsis database, the work is so huge that anybody has to select this database for his own sequence comparative analysis. How? That we'll do in this session. First of all, I'm presenting 1 minute. I'm sharing my screen, so please follow me and try to extract sequences and do work with me. My screen is visible?
Yes, sir.
To everybody? Everybody is able to see my screen, my presentation? Is this okay? Okay. Hello, Dr. Renu.
Yeah,
Am I
we can.
audible? Please respond me, because
I am not able to see your screen. I don't know about others.
Sir, I am able to see your screen, sir.
and what about?
Can also see you.
Okay, let me rejoin then.
Okay.
You please go ahead. I'll rejoin. Yeah.
Okay. First of all, we have done some database. One is EMBL. Okay, this is the EMBL database where we will means any bioinformatician or any researcher can submit his sequences in this database. This is just a glimpse of this database. This is the just home page. How to do work on this database, that is a long, means that is a huge thing that we'll do sometime other in any other time. Okay, today we'll select composite database, because this database is linked with composite database, and how much data is submitted and how much data is already analyzed. If we select the data which is just dump in EMBL but already analyzed, then what is the fun to select that data? Okay, means if anybody has submitted sequence at EMBL but third person came, extract that sequence and analyzed, thus we do not select sequences from EMBL because we are not sure about the sequence that has been already analyzed or not. Same is the case with DDBJ database. Okay, DDBJ database, how to submit, how to extract sequences from DDBJ database. That this is a small database. Basically, this here is a download option. How to select? By selecting this download option, we can easily download sequence from DDBJ database. But this is also a primary database, so we'll just, this is the important for our knowledge that what are primary databases. But we will not select sequence because maybe some other person came here and download sequences and analyze those sequences. So we'll select only NCBI database. Okay, this is a composite database that I have told you earlier. Okay. Now here are some options, like when we have to submit some data or we have to write our manuscripts. Means this is not important that we have to submit data and then submit manuscript simultaneously. No, not at all. Means we have to submit data and we can take a key for 2 years. Means nobody can access our data for 2 years, so that we'll analyze that data with all our selected targets. For example, if we are working on transcriptome analysis, we will submit that data. But if there is any marker in that transcriptome, then what will we do? Then if there is a protein, then what is the structure of that protein? Means each work is separate. So to analyze that data properly, we should take key from these databases. Then how to download data? There is an option of download, but there is a there is a issue. Download from this option, download, we will only select this option in that time when we have to download data more than at least 1 GB. Means in 500 MB, 256 MB, or in GBs, then we will go for this option. But means currently we are not using this download option. I'll teach you some simplest method. Okay. First of all, let me suggest that first of all let's see, and then it is based on your target, which organism you want to select. Okay, here is an option of all databases. First of all, what is our target? It's what kind of sequence we really want to select. We want any assembled sequences, any biocollections, biosamples, or genes, or genome for any organism. Yeah, simply we want some protein, or simply we want some nucleotide sequence. Okay, nucleotide. What we want really, that depends on our target. Okay. For example, right now I'll select a, for example, I'm selecting a nucleotide sequence. Okay. Here we can type the name of any organism that you are working on. I'll select, you can select based on your own choice, but I'll select Camellia sinensis. And we'll search this. Everybody is doing?
Yes, sir.
Then we have selected this nucleotide sequence. Okay. We have just searched about Camellia sinensis. Now, what type of sequence we need? Like here we found 5,45,182 nucleotide sequences related to this Camellia sinensis. Here I'll tell you another option as well. By selecting all databases, we can also see how much information about this Camellia sinensis is available in this composite database at NCBI. Means by selecting this is basically Camellia sinensis species represented in genome. Here is the whole information about this organism that I have selected. You can select your own organism and you can see the information. For example, in literature, what kind of literature is available? You can see in this section: genes, proteins, and then genomes, and then genetics, and many other things that are already available, work done by any wet lab or some bioinformatician. But currently I'll teach you about genomes. In this section, genome, everybody is able to see this genome section where assembly, biocollection, bioproject, biosample, genome, and nucleotide. That we have selected nucleotide right now. See how many nucleotide sequences are available. 5,45,182. But we have to click on number. Then we will able to get those nucleotide sequences again, means on the same page that we have opened earlier. Okay. Any problem? If internet is working fine, then I don't think so there is any problem. If anybody is facing any problem, please ask me.
No, sir. Actually, so now you have searched for the organism that is Camellia sinensis.
This is actually tea. This is actually tea. This is the Camellia sinensis, is the name of the tea plant. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Yes.
Searched for that. So and the nucleotide. So you selected nucleotide under which you searched for this particular plant.
Yes.
And you were saying that this many 5,45,182 are the nucleotides of that particular plant.
Nucleotide sequences. Okay, for this particular plant, these are available at NCBI only. Okay.
Okay.
But if we searched on Google, maybe there is some separate database for this tea, which is linked by NCBI. But NCBI is the biggest database, that is because this is a composite database that I have told you earlier, that this is a composite database and it will give the accession number and analyze all the things related to this plant, and it selected those sequences which are not duplicated and put in its own database. Okay, in own data set regarding that particular plant. But I have selected Camellia sinensis. You can select any organism and select nucleotide sequence like that. Okay, but how? Means currently we have not extracted, we just reached up to that sequence. For example, first sequence is one PCR product sequence of Camellia sinensis genome similar to caffeine synthase gene fragment. Okay, this is the first number. We have to select on FASTA. Okay. This is the sequence, nucleotide sequence, ATGC, and if there is any N, that means there is some misprint. So in this case, there is a this is a PCR product. Okay. So this is just for example. You can select your own organism and extract sequence like this. But we have to select sequence started from greater than sign to end. Okay, this sequence has already analyzed. Okay, we will select this sequence and copy this sequence for further analysis. Means I am teaching you currently how to extract sequence only, nothing more than that. Okay, This is the first sequence. Similarly, you can select second sequence by click FASTA on this, FASTA. Okay, this is the long sequence, but we have to select this from greater than sign to end, and we'll copy this sequence. How many sequences we need? What is our target? If we have some specific target, then what we'll type? Camellia sinensis leaf. Okay. If we are going towards a particular tissue, then we'll say Camellia sinensis leaf. Then it gives result some sequences from leaves. Any doubt?
So the leaf means you mean the leaf of that particular plant, or it's
Yes,
just a
yes.
branch of that
No.
database?
Leaf is the leaf for particular plant. That means we need a sequence from a leaf of a particular plant, because if we select root, then it will give sequence from the root of particular plant. If we are selecting leaf, then leaf of plant. If we select flower, then flower of plant. Anther, whatever we need, we can easily select and extract the sequences of based on our target. Okay.
So
But
from initially you search for the particular plant, right? So this leaf would have already been there as a subset of it, right? Okay.
Yeah. Actually, initially, whole sequences. Then, but how should I select a single sequence or 10 sequence from 5 lakh sequences? That is really very tough for me. So then we'll go for some specified things. After that, again we'll specify, then again we'll specify, and we'll reach to our target. This is just an example that I'm selecting, searching for a leaf. But what kind of leaf? Is a newly born leaf, young bud, or old leaf, yellow leaf? Which means that is a specific thing. That is based on our target. Currently, I'm just showing you how to select the data according to your wish only. Okay. Same case is with human. Let us take an example of human. Human, if we write only human, then see only human, then we'll go for lungs of human, kidney of human, many organs of human. Then we'll get some other sequences as well. Okay, see how many sequences are available. Genomic DNA to nucleotide sequences. This, but if we human, this is a human. We have selected human, and how we got how many sequences? See the number. Means that is submitted in NCBI. Okay. And if we'll go for human hemoglobin, for example, then see the reduction of sequence. How many sequences are there? 264 out of see the drastic number change. What kind of chain we need? Beta chain, alpha chain, maybe some other gamma chain. What kind of sequence we need? We have to select that sequence. Okay. This I have taken the example of human. But we'll select again. We'll again go for Camellia sinensis as by taking just a basic example. Okay. If anybody is working on human, that can also select human. No problem. This is not bound. Now, what about these are nucleotide sequences? No, we'll select some protein sequences as well. No problem. First, by using nucleotide sequence, I'll show you some tasks. Means how this sequence is already analyzed, but how to try to extract sequence. 1 minute. Sorry, I'll take some water. Hello. Sorry for that. Actually, I'm suffering, so I have to do such things. Okay. Everybody's getting what I have told you. Hello.
Yeah, you can ask your doubts if you have. And we are really grateful to you that in spite of having this problem, you are giving so much time for explaining them. Yeah.
If anybody has any doubt, please ask me. This is just a nucleotide sequence extraction, and what kind of things we'll do with this nucleotide sequence, then I'll teach you, and then we'll go towards proteins.
Okay.
Yeah, please.
It's okay, sir. For today, you can go slowly. No problem.
No problem. Okay. So, for example, we are selecting this sequence that I have selected Camellia sinensis. So I'll select this sequence as a first sequence for my further analysis. But be sure we'll select this sequence from greater than sign to, and some databases, there are some tools that will take this sequence from the start of sequence, but almost maximum tools will accept sequence from greater than sign. And this greater than sign is basically the FASTA sign. This is the FASTA sign. And this is the name of sequence, a session number. Then this is the analysis of sequence. Here a session number is XM028249611.1. Then this is a predicted sequence, means this is not a confirmed sequence. This is just a prediction. Prediction means this sequence is predicted as Camellia sinensis pentatrichopeptide repeat containing protein. Okay, and this is the AT4G18520 is the accession number from Arabidopsis. Means when they have compared this sequence with Arabidopsis, this was the accession number. Means this type of sequence in Arabidopsis is also found in a TAIR database. And what is the location of this? This is chloroplastic type, and this is the mRNA sequence. Means these are some details written over this sequence. Some tools will accept sequence from greater than signs, means from FASTA format, and some tools will accept your sequence from where sequence will start. For our first tool, we'll do what is the open reading frame of this sequence. First of all, what is a open reading frame? Do you know what is an open reading frame? Open reading frame is basically what kind of predicted protein product is expressing by the expression of this particular gene or particular sequence. Okay.
So we initiated.
Anybody has any doubt, please? We'll select this sequence, and we know that if there is any sequence, protein sequence, this will translate this sequence. ORF finder, that is a XPACY tool. ORF finder, which is a XPACY tool. Okay, this will easily translate our sequence from we should know that we should know that every protein starts from this methionine means start codons and with stop codons. There are 6 open reading frames, 3 from, basically we know that ATGC, there are 4 nucleotides. First open reading frame will start from first A means first nucleotide, and then second from second nucleotide, and third from third nucleotide. But if we start from 4, then every code consists of 3 nucleotides. The code is basically an amino acid, and 3 frames are from positive side and 3 from negative side, means from the reverse side, means 3' end and 5' end. Will translate these sequences from both sides and will find 6 open reading frames, 3 from start side and 3 from end side of the sequence. And every sequence should start from methionine if we will select. In this case that I have selected, second frame, we have found the largest open reading frame. In a second frame, this open reading frame is the largest among all. Okay, means among these 6 reading frames, this first is 5' to 3' frame 1, 5' to 3' frame 2 from the second nucleotide sequence, then frame 3, then 3' to 5' means from reverse side, then 3' to 5', then again 3' to 5'. Okay, I'll give you a separate 10 to 15 minutes class for open reading frames as well, but currently we'll analyze how to select the largest sequence. We have selected this largest sequence from this copy. Okay, we have, means this is the most probable protein product which can be translated from this sequence and is showing its expression during the real conditions. Okay, this is the first thing we have to do after the expression of any gene. Any gene is expressing, means gene is expressing in the form of any protein product. And what is that product? We can find that product in this way. If anybody has any doubt, please.
You were basically saying that that particular nucleotide has this protein that has the longest sequence.
We have, okay, yes, then.
Okay.
Okay, now we have selected this protein product, then we'll go for some further analysis. Either we can select protein directly from NCBI, either we can translate our nucleotide sequence and select a largest sequence of protein, and then we'll go for further analysis. Okay, now it depends on you. Now I have selected this protein, then my first target is, what is the location of this protein? This protein, this particular protein, what is the location of this protein? Because when we have found this sequence may be present in chloroplast, may be present in any place, but protein products, these can, when there is a signaling, these can release their protein products, and they can react with other proteins, and there is a interaction between other proteins, and some other pathways will start for the particular function of the organism. Okay, now what is the location of this protein? We have another tool to find the location of this. Simplest tool is basically TM-HMM. Find either this protein is a transmembranic protein or a cytosolic protein. Here, see one thing, I have copied only the protein, but this database will never accept protein if we will not apply greater than sign, means FASTA format. And I'll give some name ABC. I don't know about this protein. I have given name ABC or any other thing. That depends on you, whatever name you want suitable for you. Okay? And then we'll submit. C, this is a transmembrane protein. See, what is the length of this protein is 372. This is not actually fully transparent, but this is transmembrane. This is not fully transmembranic, but this is interacted. This is just joined with membrane, means this is a membrane bound protein. Here, this is bound with membrane. Okay, but there is no helix in transmembrane of this protein. Okay, this is just to see the location of this protein. This is just a one tool, and there are some other tools as well that I'll show you in other classes. Then means for 100% analysis of bioinformatics, we'll select at least 4, means at least minimum 3 tools. Then we'll develop a consensus. For example, one tool is TMM HMM, other is HMM TOP. Accuracy of each tool is only 90 to 100%. No tool is 100% accurate. So we'll select some maximum tools, finalize our this factorization. See, this is not a transmembranic. Number of transmembranic helix are 0 in this tool as well. Means we are 100% confident, at least 99% confident. From the result of 2 tools, we found this protein is actually a cytosolic protein. This is just for the localization of this protein. But what about the characterization of its, is this protein is a polar, non-polar, acidic or aromatic? What is the nature of this protein? That we will find by using one more tool, that is XPASI ProtParam. Okay, we'll simply paste our sequence and then compute our parameters regarding this protein. This is the result. Number of amino acids are 372. Molecular weight of this protein is this Daltons, and then theoretical pi is 8.16. Then negative charge residues are 36. Positive charge residues are 39. How many carbons, hydrogens, nitrogens, means full stat of this protein sequence we have found by using this XPASI ProtParam tool. Okay. And in the final instability index, its instability index is 41.45, which classifies this protein as unstable. For any stable protein, instability index should be 40. And if we talk about aliphatic index, means how many aliphatic index, what is the maybe everybody is aware of this aromacity, then aliphatic, these are amino acid types of amino acids that I have told you in my first class, that we should be aware of types of amino acids, how many amino acids are there. We should know each and everything about amino acids. Then this is the hydropathicity, means this is a water, this is a hydrogen, what is the average, grand average of these hydrogen bonds, and then what is the this donating and accepting power of this protein during any reaction. And here amino acid composition means amount of alanine, arginine, means how many, what is the, we know, you should know that there are 20 amino acids, what is the quantity of each amino acid. This also has predicted this to me. This is the preliminary analysis that we can say what is the physiochemical characterization of a protein. Okay, means localization and physiochemical characterization of this protein. We have done these two. Now I want one thing. Everybody in this group, they should select at least one sequence and show me their results. Who will start first? With the same process that I have done.
So there is a question.
Yeah, please.
So we can select the protein both by NCBI and this XPC. So which is better?
Oh, no, not
Because
by
in
XPC, not by XPC. This is just a prediction. You should select your protein from NCBI only, because this is the, that was just, I have taken just an example from nucleotide to protein and then, but you should select protein from NCBI and then search, and then by selecting this FASTA format, same way, by selecting FASTA, you can extract sequence and analyze that sequence that I have analyzed in this. Yeah,
so,
you should
so
please select. Yeah,
if someone is analyzing the protein which they have selected from NCBI,
okay.
and if someone is using this open reading frame protein sequence, so the results will be different then.
No. If
Because in this NCBI one, we are having the whole sequence, but
okay,
in that XPC one, we are having only a part which we think will be the most probable sequence that is getting translated. And on doing further analysis on the same sequence, then the results will be different both for NCBI and XPC sequences. Because
no.
one is a greater
Actually,
one and other one is a smaller one.
no. Basically, when we go towards this protein sequences, if we have predicted these sequences by using bioinformatics analysis, then we'll just translate from nucleotide to proteins and submit. But before this NCBI will accept that sequence, there is the there is importance of means to fully sequence, means there are some methods to sequence a protein, means full length protein sequence is important for any protein, then NCBI will accept. But there are several sequences. When we translate our nucleotide sequence, the protein sequence that we got is the similar available in proteins of that particular organism as well. But that was a predicted protein that I have just shown you. But if protein is not predicted, means that protein is 100% result of that gene. If means, for example, currently I have opened this protein, pentatrichopeptide repeat containing protein. What is the gene of that protein? If we will select the gene of that protein and we translate that 100%, the length of this protein should be same after translation results.
Okay, sir.
Yeah. Please at least select one sequence, and then this is just a work of one sequence, then I'll go to 10 sequences simultaneously, then 100 sequences, then to 50,000 sequences. Means how to speed up your work, because in wet lab they don't know, because they are roaming in and around only one sequence and they are working on one sequence. But being a bioinformatician, you should do at least with 50,000 times more but you can say that with 50,000 times more accuracy you can work. Okay, this is the one sequence, then we'll proceed for 10 sequences, then 100, then 50,000 sequences. I'll tell you those techniques as well.
Okay. And sir, the TMHMM, we got that in that graph, it was between transmembrane and inside this on 150. But in HMM top, it was saying that it is not a transmembrane protein.
No. This is number of predicted TMHMM. How many?
0.
0. Then for HMM-TOP, number of transmembrane helices 0, means our
Okay.
result is accurate.
Okay, sir. And so what was 000 in this HMM top? It is showing the same sequence.
No, this
So
what's
in
your,
the HMM top. So this is the
this is just,
sequence and they are
this is a prediction.
okay.
This is the prediction. That is actually the algorithm of a particular tool that you can means you can search and read about this tool. Because if I go towards the algorithms of each tool, then this class will go for a PhD of every tool. Because we should avoid these algorithms. If the algorithm is important for our research work, then we'll go for that algorithm as well. Because I know each and every algorithm of every tool that I have used, but currently we should go for the work of that tool and compare those tools and then go for the algorithm if required. Okay, but currently we can just say, means I'll tell you algorithm, because if you have asked this question, I'll teach you, means I'll give you some idea about this algorithm. First of all, do you know there are some amino acids, those are transmembranic, some amino acids are hydrophobic, and some are hydrophilic, some are polar and some are non-polar in nature. Maybe everybody is aware of this thing.
Yes,
So
sir.
these tools has categorized those amino acids, that the amino acids which are hydrophobic, they cannot be in the cytoplasm. They should be transmembranic. Or they are,
Yes.
yeah, please. Any other question, please?
So what is instability index?
Instability index is basically when protein is working, but that protein is not stable. When we'll go for the structural biology, stability of protein is basically when we have selected any protein and we have designed a drug for particular protein, but protein is not stable, then you can't design a drug for that protein, because protein is not stable. Maybe it will confirmatory, maybe you are aware of confirmatory changes of those
Yes.
proteins.
Yes. Okay.
Okay, means it will change, but it is not a stable protein. Then means you can we should check the stability of protein. If protein is stable, then you can use that protein up to next level as well.
Instability index should always be 40 or above it.
No. If less than 40, then it is stable. But if it's more than 40, then it is unstable. Simply.
Okay.
Please, everybody will do at least by selecting one sequence and present your work by sharing your screen, so that I'll analyze and see if there is any problem.
I'm sharing.
You're sharing? Please share. I'm stopping to share my screen. Please show your screen, then I'll again present. Okay. Okay. Share your screen. Yeah, this is NCBI okay?
I am going to search for this particular nucleotide that you suggested because I don't know any other name, so I'll try for that.
Okay, no problem. You can select any organism, Tulsi, Camellia sinensis, any, whatever you want.
I'll do the same stuff. I'm searching for this particular nucleotide, and I have got all the sequences. That's 54518 sequences of this particular nucleotide, and I'm just opening a predicted sequence.
Okay, okay. Means you have followed the same work that I have done.
Yeah,
Okay,
same.
okay, okay. Okay, no problem, no problem. That is fine. I thought, okay.
Third sequence.
Third sequence by clicking on FASTA.
Oh no! First, I just search. I clicked on the basic link of that particular.
If you select basic link, then you can get the information about that organism, like locus, definition, accession number, each and everything. But if you go towards sequence only, then you should select FASTA. Okay, you can select FASTA here as well. Open, open again, open same way, open in the same way.
There is a FASTA linkage.
There is a FASTA above, below the sequence.
Okay.
Select FASTA.
Yeah, got it.
This is a FASTA. Yes.
So from the
no. This is you have yes, no problem. From greater than sign to either from greater than sign. What is the requirement of tool? It depends. Okay. You have done this. You are doing this work on the same organism. Okay. Okay, no problem. You have one thing I want to add. You have selected this Notepad. Please download Notepad++. Everybody, Notepad++. Okay, no problem. Notepad is also fine, but please download Notepad++. That will be easy for each and everybody. Okay, no problem. You have selected the sequence and then copied, and then you have analyzed by TMM HMM and HMM TOP, and then XPESI ProtPerm, and then this one more thing that I have told you, then translator. Okay.
So I have, so I just for now I just selected and copied this sequence.
Okay.
Like there is one more thing here, that is GenBank, right? So that is also what it is.
Oh, okay. Avoid right now. GenBank avoid. GenBank is the database. Avoid right now. Okay. Avoid. Right now you should just select sequence GenBank. This sequence is linked. I told you NCBI is a composite database.
Yeah.
Okay. And GenBank, UniProt, these all are linked. This sequence, this is basically a gene sequence, and maybe available in GenBank as well. No problem. When we reach up to a sequence, then we should select that sequence and further proceed. If we are reading about databases, then we should go for databases like GenBank, UniProt. But if we are targeting a particular sequence, then focus on sequence only.
Yeah.
Okay. Then you should select some localization tools. There are several other tools like localizers, Silo. There are several other tools, but I have shown you 2 tools. Then we'll go for more tools. Okay. Please do your work. I think this is a fine. You are aware. Please keep practice. And now, after getting all results, then you should come again and show me your results. Okay, because it will take some time. Okay. Now, second candidate, please.
Yeah, I've stopped sharing. Maybe probably second person can share.
Yeah. You should share your screen after some time when you got all the results of 4 tools, from translate to localization to this physiochemical characterization.
I need the names for that tools. Actually, I missed to note it down because we were
Okay,
following the class. So.
please write down everybody. When I use the name of any tool, you should write that tool as soon as possible. First of all, the translate tool is translate itself, means finding ORF, open reading frame, the translate. Okay. Then for localization, TMHMM, HMMTOP, CELLO, CELLO. Okay. For physiochemical characterization, one tool that we have used is ProtParam, and several other tools like Gravy Calculator.
What is the spelling? Great.
Yeah, last we have seen this grand average of GRAVY. Okay, actually my screen is not sharing right now. Okay, anybody is sharing, is willing to share? Swanti Gupta.
Sir, I'm doing just 1 minute. I'm getting the results. It is
Okay, no
loading.
problem, no problem. Then Hindu. I think your microphone is off, Hindu, because I want to see your results. You are working on maize. I thought I means maybe you will select maize and extract some sequences from maize. Am I right?
Yes. No, no. Just thought to go with general example of hemoglobin only, human hemoglobin.
Okay, you can select maize as well because I think no problem. Hemoglobin, no problem. That is also fine. Okay. No, I'll proceed or I'll wait for some time. Because my next target is how to select multiple sequences. This we have selected only a single sequence and analyzed. How to select multiple sequences and analyzed. Either I'll give you some task for at least select 10 sequences and give me some results, and then I'll show you how to select 10 sequences simultaneously. Depends on you. What do you want? Because you need practice.
Yeah, you can just tell us, sir. Maybe we'll practice offline and then we can send you the results.
Okay, no problem. Okay, I'll proceed with. First of all, I'll share my screen. Then I'll proceed. Okay, no problem. Now, for multiple protein sequences, for example, here I have selected protein Camellia sinensis for example, for 10 protein sequences. We'll select one, we'll select two, we'll select three, four, five, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I have selected 10. Okay. But if we need all sequences, then there is no need to select. Then we can easily, there is an option send to. My screen is visible to each and everybody.
Yes.
Okay. Send to file. Then download 10 items that I have selected only 10. Okay. Summary means what format, FASTA format only. I need a FASTA format sequence. Select FASTA, then create file. Okay. Here sequences are downloaded, means just in 1 second 10 sequences are downloaded. Okay, then I'll open these sequences by using edit with notepad plus plus only, because if you use notepad then maybe you will not be able to examine these sequences. Here see, in very small scale of time we have downloaded how many sequences. Is this okay?
Yes, sir.
But if we go for not by selecting these sequences and do the same process, send to file, then FASTA, then create file, then all these sequences will be downloaded. How many sequences are there? 2,34,139. Okay. Now I have just downloaded 10 sequences. Now what will you do? Select one sequence, second sequence, third sequence, then expressive prot param, fourth sequence, fifth sequence, seventh sequence. That will be very hectic for us, one by one. So what will we do? We'll just this sequence one faster. I'll select this. I'll have to close this and select and paste on my desktop. Sequence dot one faster, the file that my system created, and go towards tmmHMM, and then first of all I'll clear my previous sequence, then choose my file, and where is my file? That is on desktop. Sequence faster, and then open. Please do this. I'll take again some little bit of water. Okay, please do this thing and submit. Hello. Ah. See. Hello. Everybody is doing? There are the results. This is the result for first sequence. This is the for second. This is third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh. See, this is the results for how many number of predicted TMHMMs are. Here we found 13 helices. Means this protein is basically a transmembrane protein. Okay. And again, another protein, 13 helices, again 13 helices, again 13 helices. Means some proteins are transmembranic and some are cytosolic in the set of 10 sequences. Okay. Any doubt?
So we did not use translate.
Translate is a separate thing that we'll do for one sequence, because from nucleotide to protein, then for analysis of protein sequence, that is actually a gene. We'll start from protein sequence right now for multiple sequences. If we use translate, for that I'll give you some to translate multiple nucleotide sequence, that is a separate task that we'll do in our next practical. Okay. Currently, we are working on this localization and this physiochemical characterization. This is basically important. Currently, I have done, but this protoparam, there is a drawback of this protoparam, means for physiochemical characterization. There is a drawback of protoperm. We can't use more than one sequence. So we'll take some shortcut for this tool as well, so that we'll do our analysis by selecting multiple sequences. That I'll teach you in my next lecture. Okay, so that we'll use 4 to 5 tools separately, and the results of protoperm will be same for those tools. Okay, but for single sequence, the protoperm is best tool, but for multiple sequence, protoperm is not a good tool. For HMM-TOP, that will also select multiple sequences in FASTA format. Okay, how it will select multiple sequences? We have to copy our sequences. Paste our sequences, then submit. Okay, see, same results will be there. Maybe last, some proteins are transmembranic helices are like here. This is showing there are some 15 helices it is showing, but our TMHMM is showing there are some 13 helices. There is a difference in their algorithm part, but one thing is confirmed, that these proteins are transmembranic. Okay, why this difference? This is basically their algorithm problem. Okay, that is why we'll use some more tools to increase the confidence of our analysis. And whenever we write our results by using these tools, we'll give the reference of these tools, that we have found our protein is cytoplasmic based on this tool, and the consensus of all the tool is that our protein is cytoplasmic. Okay, we don't need how many helices are in cytoplasm or how many helices are in transmembrane. We don't need that. We need either it is a cytoplasmic or transmembranic. Okay, but if we need that, then we'll go for some further specifications, further consensus, or further wet lab work to prove which tool is best tool. Okay, but right now, yeah, till now, there is no tool which is 100% accurate. Okay, and if you say if these tools are not 100% accurate, then how we can use these tools? I have already used these tools. You can see my research papers published in highly impact factors. Okay, I have used all these tools, make some consensus of these tools, and I have submitted my data. But this data is already analyzed, but I have used some on the data which is not analyzed yet. How to extract that data, that I'll show you in next class. Okay, next class are practical, that which data is not analyzed, because the current data that we have extracted, this is already analyzed, function is already known. What kind of data? The function is not known, there is no analysis, we don't know about that sequence, means what kind of sequence is this? If the sequence is known, then what is the fun to analyze this sequence? Nothing at all. Means for our teaching purpose, I have shown you this data which was already analyzed, and how to extract and to further analyze that data to find the location. Maybe location is not yet known for this sequence, I don't know, but maybe location is not known. Then you can analyze the sequences, newly sequenced genomes of newly found organisms. Either there are a lot of projects, sequences are continuously submitting in NCBI. You can extract sequences, analyze sequences, and analyze the results, write the manuscript, and publish your results. It's very easy. This is the first primary analysis of a sequence that we have. We have to extract and analyze. Means first, what kind of sequence we need, that depends on our target. What organism, that is depend on your research topic, a research organism, that is based on your lab, means what kind of lab you're joining. Then what is your target, means you are targeting its chloroplast, any organism, if human, then lungs, livers, pathways. Then you go towards that sequence and find that sequence and analyze. But primary analysis is localization and sequence characterization. And here is a more primary analysis that I have not taught you. The main thing is basically, first of all, we need to find the function of that sequence. How to find the function? That is by using a tool, that is BLAST tool. Everybody is aware of this BLAST? There is a 5 type of BLAST that I'll teach you. One, BLAST N, BLAST P, then T-BLAST-N, and others. There are some other BLASTs as well. I'll teach you in my class. But BLAST, what is the fun of this BLAST? Here, nucleotide BLAST means when you are selecting nucleotide sequence for functional analysis. BLAST-X, when you translated nucleotide with protein, then T-BLAST-N, protein to translate it, then protein BLAST. No, currently I'm selecting this protein BLAST. Okay. See, this is the BLAST. For example, I am selecting this first sequence. The function of this first sequence is pentatricopeptide repeat containing protein. This is the function, will not provide any function. For example, we don't know the function of this protein. Okay, we'll go to BLAST and provide our sequence and give some FASTA sign is very important, please, and give some name like ABC, and we'll compare with what kind of, we have to compare with what kind of things that I'll teach you, but currently we just go for simple BLAST. Okay, just put our sequence and then BLAST. After 1, 2, or 3 or 5 minutes, the results should be this, because this is the function they have predicted. This is the preliminary analysis, means what is the localization of sequence, what is the predicted function of this sequence, what is the physiochemical characterization of this sequence. If it is a nucleotide sequence, what is the probable protein product from this sequence. If there is any protein product, what is the size of that protein? What is the this hydropathicity of this protein? Then what is the this gravity index of this protein? What is the stability of this protein? C. This first pentatricopeptide repeat containing protein Chlorocamellia sinensis. I have not told the name of that sequence. I have just provided our sequence and give that result some functions. The first is penta, means this is a comparative function. 100% similar is with this newly. For example, we have sequenced a new sequence and we have put in a blast. This sequence is similar with pentatricopeptide containing protein in Camellia sinensis, means 100%. Is it clear? Any doubt, please?
Actually, BLAST, how it came up with the name? It is searching somewhere.
I just told you that I'll teach you BLAST in class, because currently this is the part of preliminary analysis. That's why I have performed. I'll teach you BLAST. Basically, BLAST is a very big database which is connected with NCBI, with TAIR and many other things. It will search our sequences. I'll show you how it search. It search our sequences with these databases: non-redundant protein databases, reference protein databases, model organisms, UniProt databases, protein data bank databases, patented protein databases, transcriptome, means that can, these are the databases with which our BLAST is comparing our sequence, and it has found that our sequence is 100% similar with its own that from where we have extracted our sequence and give us the result. That is why if any problem in any plant, we'll sequence that plant and we can find, for example, we have found this sequence. Similar sequence has been extracted from another plant, but there are some 2 to 3 amino acid change. Function will remain same, but there is a change in sequence, means there is some single nucleotide polymorphism maybe. Okay, that we can easily compare with this BLAST analysis, because currently it is 100% similar, but in that case it may be 99.9%. Then we will align two sequences, one from already available plant and one from newly sequenced plant. Protein is the same, but there is a little bit difference in sequence. Then maybe there is some change in amino acid, change in nucleotide, and we'll reach our target. Why there is a disease, why there is a problem, why there is a more expression, why there is a more production. For example, in case of wheat, there are several varieties of wheat. Plant breeding, you know, there is a work of transgenic plants. How one gene is transferred to other, how much, means what is the problem in a plant that crop is very low. For example, in case of humans, what is the prediction of disease for our next generation? What may be the mutation? What kind of deleterious mutation may be? Means we can easily predict the upcoming disease. For example, I have told you this current era of coronavirus, I am also affected, but this coronavirus is, but which country is facing more loss of lives? Maybe in the countries having less loss due to this corona, maybe they have their more expression of the protein, due to which the immune system is more strong, and the coronavirus strain will be destroyed very easily. Maybe due to by some other ethnics, like in America, they have different sequences, little bit different sequences from India. Maybe Indians are more strong than Americans. That will depend on the what kind of protein they are interacting with. Okay, we can easily find our target, based on which we can suggest the biotechnologist or any wet lab person that these are the most probable targets for the drugs related to a particular disease. Okay. If anybody is confused, please say me, please tell me so that I'll explain again.
So if there is a new sequence, then we can type any name after the greater than sign. But if you already know the accession number, then because NCBI is already telling the accession number, but here we are typing ABCD. So
No. Actually, I have fooled this NCBI. It has NCBI compared. NCBI doesn't know that I am provided a newly sequenced or it has NCBI. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, I have fooled by giving our own name. If you got a new sequence, then there may be a new name as well. For example, Contig 1, Contig 2, what kind of name it will given by you? Okay, then BLAST will compare with the NCBI and it will found that this sequence is similar with this sequence, that sequence, and give you results. And how much similar, that will give you percentage as well. But there may be some similarity, there is some identity, and how BLAST give you results, that I'll teach you.
Okay.
Because I have to teach this BLAST. BLAST is a very big thing and very useful thing in bioinformatics. This is a very good tool. Every bioinformatician or biotechnologist, he should be aware of BLAST, because BLAST is a thing that when you are sequencing a sequence, you need a pathway, when you need a marker, when you need anything in related to genes or proteins, BLAST is very important. Okay. I'll tell you this full form of BLAST. BLAST is basically basic local alignment search tool. Means it will align sequences with available sequences in databases. Newly sequences with available. Basic local alignment search tool. Now your target is, I have selected 10 sequences. Now, if you are comfortable, then I'll give you some assignment till next week.
So before that, one question, sir. Actually,
Yeah.
in the NCBI, when we searched for a particular a nucleotide or some protein, so when I see the results, the list of results, so everything, most of it, maybe 2-3 pages I searched for, everything is predicted, it says. So what are the other things actually? Is it a predicted means what, and what is the other things that I see here generally?
When you select one sequence, maybe it will be predicted because that is not confirmed with the wet lab. But when you see there is no use of predicted, there may be some hypothetical. Hypothetical means it doesn't know anything. If uncharacterized, then it don't have that data available. But if it will give some results without any prediction, then you will be confident that my sequence is related to this function only.
So that means you say, if for example, if you take it, this Camellia sinensis.
Yes, this is just a prediction, means not yet validated by any wet lab techniques.
Okay, but the first link, it is not saying predicted. The second link onwards, it is saying predicted.
Yeah, the second link is because everybody is working on sequencing. Somebody is working on whole genome sequences. Others are working on only a single gene sequences. Maybe some others, they are working on some simple marker. They have sequenced and they just predicted this is the probable sequence of mRNA and submitted at NCBI, but they have not validated.
So validation is done by NCBI for this predicted links?
No, not at all. NCBI it is just a composite database. They have generated sequences and submitted, and they just given the name that this sequence is predicted to be a part of chloroplast, predicted to be a part of mitochondria, and given to this NCBI. And some other person like me, like you, they will come and they will isolate this predicted sequence and they will validate and write their own paper that I have validated this sequence.
Okay.
Okay. Because there is a whole genome sequences, they have sequenced whole genome and submitted at NCBI. But whole genome, what is present in that genome, proteins, expressions, how much expressions, that is still unexplored. That is why we bioinformatician has lot of benefit to explore the data from wet labs, because they have submitted but they don't know how to analyze this data. They don't know how, what kind of analysis can be done on this sequence again, so that their next paper can be prepared. But person like me, people like me, they will extract their data and they analyze their data, and they will give you some noble things like interactions, like new structures of proteins, like new localization of those proteins, maybe some new targets, new drugs. Lot of things can be happening that we have designed in our course as well. That first thing is basic, that how to select the data and what kind of data we need. That is the main thing. Today I have shown you this only, what the kind of data you need. What, first of all, you should focus on an organism, what kind of organism you need to select, and what kind of information you want to predict. If you are working on mitochondria, then specify towards mitochondria. Working on leaves, working on roots, working on flowers, what kind of target is your, what kind of idea you have generated to work on that particular organism. That depends on you only. Okay. Any other question? Any query, please?
Sir, I've got the results for the first one. I wanted to ask some things. So,
Yes,
may
please.
I present the screen?
Okay. Please share your screen. I'll stop presenting.
So, is the screen visible now?
No, it's not visible. Present and share whole screen. Click on present and then show whole screen.
So, now is it visible?
No, it's not visible to me. Yes, now it's visible.
Sir, I have selected the Homo sapiens AEC2 mRNA gene, which corresponds to the angiotensin converting enzyme for COVID. I
Okay.
selected the sequence. Then I went to Expressi. This was the largest one which was being translated, but
Yes.
it is only of the one frame, 5 to 3 dash. I couldn't find a sequence of 3 to 5 dash frame, which was that long. So is that necessary or not?
No,
From the
it's not
six
necessary.
sequences, from the
It
six
is okay.
sequences, we have to select only one.
Okay, only one. That is fine. That's fine. That's good.
So we can't select two because it is only from 5 to 3. We don't need one from 3 to 5 dash.
No. Any, which is the largest? We have to select the largest open reading form only.
Okay.
This 5 to 3 is fine.
Okay, sir. So then TMHMM, I got this. There is one helices outside,
Means this is a one. This is a transmembrane
one
protein.
transmembrane helices.
Okay. There is a one
And
helicity.
then HMM top is also showing that there is one transmembrane helices, and it is showing the helices from 739 to 762.
Okay.
So,
No
sir,
problem.
after this, it is showing I in the 800th line. So, what does that mean?
This is just algorithm outside, inside, or this in membrane.
Acha.
Okay. Means this is algorithm that I told you, na.
Yes,
Outside
sir.
the
So,
membrane.
H is showing the helices, the position of the helices, H.
Yes. This is the
Helix.
helices, and
Helix.
yeah, inside the membrane, outside the membrane, and
Outside.
yeah.
Okay. and then at Properum for physiochemical analysis, it is showing it is of
Okay, this is fine.
805
This is
amino
fine.
acids. So,
Yeah, this is fine. This is fine. Okay, no problem. No problem. That's good. And now you should select at least 10 to 20 sequences, then download, and then proceed for other work. Okay.
okay.
Yeah. Any other question? I think that's all for today because you need some practice on these 4 tools, and then I'll go for further other tools by extending from this class only. Okay, first I'll teach you, then we'll go for practicals, then there may be some more classes for basics, then your basics will be fine, then our other courses will start. Okay, because this is the preliminary, then some secondary analysis, then some tertiary analysis in basics only, because primary data, how to extract data, secondary, how to analyze the data, this tertiary, how to submit the data, because firstly you have extracted, second you have analyzed, and how to submit it again. Okay, that is much more important. If anybody has any query, please. Everybody is okay with this?
Yeah, fine, sir.